माधवा जयो कुञ्ज बिहारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा जयो गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो यशोदनन्दना जयो व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोदनन्दना जयो व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जयो कुञ्ज बिहारी जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जयो कुञ्ज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जयो राधा माधव श्री राधे जय निताय सचिनंदन निताय सचिनंदन हरि जयो राधा दामोदर राधे जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रभुपादा 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 शील प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा 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 शील गुरुदेवा So, we will offer prayers to the previous spiritual masters in this glorious disciplic succession, so that by their mercy we can learn something about the wonderful aspects of Lord Sri Krishna through his words and the activities mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanaतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा, वेलकम. Just need to get set up here. And my laptop wants to restart. Hopefully it doesn't restart. Okay. So, today is an auspicious day of Ekadashi, Rama Ekadashi. So, in the scriptures it is said, Ekadashi vratam Gita Gangambu Tulasi Dhalam Vishnur Padambu Namani Marane Mukti Dhanicha. That there are things that can give liberation at the time of death. What are they? One is following, first one, Ekadashi Vrat. Ekadashi is the 11th day in the lunar calendar. So, following a fast on the day of Ekadashi. Ekadashi Vratam. Then there is Bhagavad Gita, the words of Lord Krishna, or the activities of Lord Krishna as presented in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Gangambu, the waters of the Ganges. Tulasi Dhalam, the leaf of the holy basil, Tulasi plant. Vishnu Padambu, the water which has washed the feet of the deity form of Lord, Vishnu Padambu. Namani, the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These things will provide a person with liberation, will award liberation to a person who is about to die. So that is why one should always chant Hare Krishna, be in association with these spiritual potencies, so that one can at the time of death be in contact with nothing else but the holy name. If nothing else is there, you don't have access to Tulsi leaf, you don't have access to the water of the Ganges or the water that has washed the feet of the deity. If nothing else is there, the holy name is there. One can chant Hare Krishna. One can chant Hare Krishna at the time of death if one is chanting Hare Krishna throughout one's life. It doesn't come automatically, right? Unless in some special cases. But for most people, it's there. But again, today is Ekadashi, so following a fast, observing a fast on Ekadashi is very, very good for spiritual life. It's like an accelerant. So today's topic is starting a series of topics. It's titled Demons in Vrindavan Leela. So we hear about various demons that Lord Krishna killed when he performed his pastimes 5,000 years ago. And most significant are the ones he killed when he was just a little child in Vrindavan, Sridham Vrindavan. And what is the significance of these? What do these demons represent? Now, these are not allegorical stories. So these are real incidents that happened 5,000 years ago when the Supreme Lord himself advented. But these demons represent some things. And so the acharyas have carefully analyzed and from evidence from scriptures, they have presented this knowledge. What do these demons represent? And we will study about them. And we are starting a drama series presenting these various pastimes. So the idea will be, we will present a class explaining what the particular demon who is being killed, what do they represent, what are the lessons to be learned. There are significant lessons which we can apply in our spiritual life. And then there will be a drama. So it is engaging all the senses, not only the hearing but also the sight. And our mind can become attracted to the lotus feet of Krishna. So this series is taken from talks given by His Grace Radhesham Prabhu on this topic. He presented a series of seminars. And those seminars are taken by reference from Srimad Bhagavatam. Then there is the writings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a very eminent teacher in our disciplic succession. Mainly two of his books, that is Krishna Samhita and Chaitanya Shikshamrita. And there is also references from Garga Samhita. So Garga Samhita is a book which tells about the past lives of these demons, who they were in their past lives. How did they become demons? What led to that? And how did they get this unique opportunity to be killed at the hands of the Supreme Lord himself? And there is many other references as well. And also the Krishna book, written by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So those are the references, and the goal is to learn from all these pastimes. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is titled the Sammam Bonam. And in that 10th canto, Parikshit Maharaj, who is hearing the narration of the Bhagavatam from Sri Shukadev Goswami, he says, Yena yena avatarena Bhagavan Haririshwaraha Karoti Karna Ramyani Manonyani Chanaha Prabho. He says, I have been listening to you, O Shukadev Goswami. For the past 9 cantos, you have described various incarnations of the Supreme Lord. You have described their activities. But he says this after hearing the narration of the killing of Putana. And Parikshit is enthralled. He is captivated. And he says, what have you described just now? That they are certainly pleasing to hear to the ear and to the mind. Simply by hearing of these activities, one's mind becomes purified. The dirty things in the mind, they immediately vanish. So he is requesting that, please, don't narrate any other pastimes of any other incarnations. I just want to hear the narrations of Lord Sri Krishna. So he makes that request twice to Shukadev Goswami, that please narrate these pastimes of Lord Krishna. So Shukadev Goswami, upon hearing this, he congratulates Parikshit Maharaj. So especially the childhood pastimes of Krishna, they are very, very special, because Krishna, being in the form of a small child, he killed many demons. Like with the power of his lips, he kills Putana. With the power of his arms, he kills Trinavrata. With the power of his feet, he kills Shakatasura. With the Mridabhakshana Leela, that is the eating dirt, and when Yashoda asks him to open his mouth, he shows the power of his belly. He shows the entire universe within his belly to Yashoda, and Yashoda is bewildered. But Krishna, in exhibiting all these pastimes, does not change his size. He remains as the small baby Krishna. He is showing all these powers. He doesn't become big like Vamandev became. He doesn't assume a ghastly form, like which would terrify everyone, like Narasimhadev. He doesn't assume any of this. He doesn't use any weapons either. Generally, when Mahavishnu is killing, he invokes his Sudarshan Chakra. But in these, he is using these bodily parts like lips, small baby arms, small feet. He is exhibiting, showing that the Supreme Lord is not dependent on anything else. His complete power is there, even in a small baby form. So Shukadev Goswami congratulates Parikshit Maharaj on his interest in hearing the pastimes of Krishna. And he says that now that you have heard the 9 cantos of the Srimad Bhagavatam, you are qualified to hear the 10th canto, which narrates these pastimes of Lord Krishna. So in the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, we will glorify the Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam is none different from Krishna. It is the literary incarnation of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 topics that are mentioned. So, Atra Sargo Visargascha Stanam Poshanamutayah Manmantareshanu Nirodho Muktirashrayah. So 10 topics. First is Sarga and Visarga. Sarga is creation, and Visarga is the secondary creation that is done by Lord Brahma. So any Purana to be considered bona fide has to address the topic of creation. Because every person who is a little bit inquisitive, he will, if you just look into the sky and see these millions and trillions of stars, the unlimited sky, the question naturally arises, where has all this come from? Who has created it? So creation has to be addressed. So the first two topics are Atra Sargo Visargascha. So creation and secondary creation. Then Sthanam. Sthanam means the positioning of living entities. So there are 14 planetary systems. Planetary systems means collection of planets. There are 14 planetary systems in this one universe. And in all these planetary systems, there are living entities. And Sthanam means how these living entities are situated in these various planetary systems. Then the next topic is Poshanam. Poshanam means the growth of how the spiritual, or rather the growth of the living entities are facilitated by the Supreme Lord. Poshanam. Uthaya. Uthaya means the creative impetus or the impetus to work. So every living entity, as soon as he gets up, there is a desire to do work. I need to do this, I need to do that. While we are sleeping, we are not even aware of who we are. Shri Srinitaya Sachinandan Dev Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Uthayaha means the impetus to do work. So that is covered. According to our unique natures, we have inclinations to do different kinds of work. Then there is Manvantara. So the rule of the different Manus. Manu is the father of mankind. The word man comes from the word Manu. So Manvantara, there are 14 Manus in one single day of Brahma. And they rule for a certain period of time. So during these Manvantaras, there are different incarnations of the Supreme Lord. Ishanukatha. Ishanukatha means these various incarnations of the Supreme Lord. That is a topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nirodho. Nirodho means the winding up, the destruction of the universe after a certain time period. There is a universal destruction that happens. It is the winding up of the activities and liberation. Then that is Muktir. Muktir is the topic of liberation, how one can go back home, back to Godhead. And finally, Ashrayaha. Ashrayaha means shelter. So these are the 10 topics that are addressed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Atra Sargo Visargascha, Sthanam Poshanam Utayaha, Manvantara, Ishanukata, Nirodho, Muktir, Ashrayaha. So Shukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit that you have heard these 9 cantos. Now we will talk about this Ashrayaha, this principle of shelter, taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. So that is the subject matter of the 10th canto, which is titled the Sammam Bonam. And Shukadeva Goswami starts narrating these pastimes of special. Everyone should come in contact with the Srimad Bhagavatam because it's non-different from Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatascha svacheshtitam kalena na ati dirgena bhagavan vishate hridi. That for one who is shrinvataha, one who is listening with shraddha, with faith, nityam, always, one who is listening to the Srimad Bhagavatam with shraddha, Granadascha swa chesh, unlimited nectar, one can go on hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, one will never get tired. There is so many lessons in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Parikshit Maharaj is now requesting Shukadeva Goswami to narrate the pastimes of Krishna. So, Parikshit Maharaj says there are 5 benefits to those who listen to the Srimad Bhagavatam. What are they? Yat shrinvato apaiti aratir vitrishna sattvam cha shuddhyati achirena pumsaha bhaktir haro tat purushe cha sakyam tadeva haram vadamanya sechat. He says there are 5 benefits. What is that? First one, apaiti aratir vitrishna. Aratir. Rati means attachment. Aratir. Rati means attachment. So first thing that goes away is arati. Generally we see when there is spiritual classes going on, people either get up and walk away or they fall asleep. This is arati because they have no interest. Sometimes like little children, if you want to give them food, what will they do? They will run away. They will run away to the next room and the mother has to run behind and force feed them sometimes. But what is that food for? Food is for the benefit of the child. The mother is not getting any benefit. But the mother force feeds the child sometimes because the child doesn't want to eat. The child wants to play. So, aratir, spiritual topics, initially the persons are not interested in hearing. So they engage in other activities. They may check their phone. They may go, get up and go. All of these things are indications of arati. But if one continues to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then one develops rati. One starts developing a taste for hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. So much so that one in fact seeks out various narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam happening. Then the second benefit that is happening is Sattvam Shuddhyati, that it establishes the person in the Sattva, in the mode of goodness, and it purifies the heart, Shuddhyati. And Bhaktir Haro, that is the next benefit, that is one starts developing bhakti towards Hari. So the word Hari, another name for Krishna, Hare iti Hari. So one who takes away all amangal, all inauspicious thing in our heart, he is called as Hari. And another name or meaning for the word Hari is Prema Diyaman, one who gives pure love for the Supreme Lord. That person is Hari. So, Bhaktir Haro, this is another benefit that happens. Then, Tat Purushe Cha Sakhyam. One develops friendship with the devotees of the Lord. In practical dealings, one has a natural liking to the devotees of the Lord. One doesn't become envious. Envy goes away. All the dirty things goes away. One develops friendship. One seeks out the association of the devotees. So, this is the benefit of listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam's glories, another place it is said, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yat Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Avishkritam Tatshinvan Supatan Vicharano Paro Bhaktya Vimuchen Naraha. That Srimad Bhagavatam is Amala Purana. Amala means spotless. Amala Purana. There is no deficiencies in the Srimad Bhagavatam because it is non-different from Krishna. Just like Krishna is completely pure, Srimad Bhagavatam is completely pure. There is no topics of Bhukti Mukti Siddhi. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakareva Ashanta. Vaishnava Bhakta Nishkami Atayeva Shanta. So anyone who is aspiring after bhukti, sense enjoyment, mukti, one's own liberation, siddhis for various kinds of powers, Chaitanya Charitamrita says they are always ashanta. Bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakarera, ashanta. Vaishnava Bhakta Nishkami Atayeva Shanta. Who is peaceful? Who is peaceful? Vaishnava. The one who is a devotee of Krishna, who has no material desires, he is always peaceful. So, Krishna says in the Gita that without peace, where can there be happiness? So, to be happy, one has to be peaceful. So, to be peaceful, one has to become Vaishnava. One has to become a pure devotee of the Lord. A pure devotee of the Lord does not aspire for anything material. He doesn't approach the Supreme Lord for anything material. So, Gajendra, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is the story of Gajendra. He makes a prayer in which there is a very wonderful statement is made about the pure devotees of the Lord. So, he says that Ekantino yasya nakanchanartam vanchanti vai bhagavat prapannaha ati adbhutam taccharitam sumangalam gayanda ananda samudramagna. That ekantino, they have unalloyed devotion to the Supreme Lord. So, savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. That there are many duties for a human being. But the paro dharmo, the ultimate duty of every human being is yato bhakti radokshaje. One should develop bhakti towards Lord Krishna. And what is the nature of this bhakti? It should be ahaituki. Ahaituki means without any cause. There should not be any agenda that I am doing this bhakti, so Krishna give me something in return. Apratihata, it should be without any stop. 24/7. One naturally comes to that position of non-stop bhakti. If one can come to this platform where one's bhakti is without stop and it is without any agendas, then yayatma suprasidati, that person becomes completely joyful. It is the pure state of the spirit soul. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna says that in the Gita, Mamaevamsho jiva loke. All the jivas are my parts and parcel. So when is the part useful? When it is connected with the whole, when it is doing its service to the whole. So we are part of Krishna. We are spiritual. We are same in quality with Krishna. We are of the same quality, but in quantity we are different. So, ekantino yasya na kanchanartam. He is not running after any wealth or woman or power, recognition, etc. The pure devotee does not run after these things. Vanchanti vai bhagavat prapannaha. Bhagavat prapanna means he is surrendered unto the Supreme Lord. He doesn't desire anything else. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Right? As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I do not desire wealth. I do not desire beautiful women. I do not desire many followers. So he only desires the devotion, service unto the Supreme Lord. So, if the devotee does not aspire for anything, he doesn't aspire for a big position like the king of heavens or a very opulent kingdom. He doesn't desire for anything, so what does he get? What is he going to get? It says, Ati Adbhutam Tacharitam Sumangalam. So the pastimes of Krishna are Ati Adbhutam. It is very wonderful, unlimitedly wonderful. And it is all auspicious. It delivers all auspicious thing. And Gayanta Ananda Samudramagna. So like the dolphins which are jumping around in the salt water, in this universe, in this planet, there is a saltwater ocean. There are these dolphins which jump around in those. They are enjoying. But devotional life is like an ocean of sweet nectar. And one actually is swimming and is deriving unlimited bliss. Just like Krishna is unlimitedly blissful, one who comes in connection with Krishna also becomes unlimitedly blissful. That is our real nature. So that is what is being described. Gajendra is saying that the devotees of the Lord, they do not desire for anything because they are always happy. They are completely satisfied. So why should they even desire for anything? Right? So one is no longer lamenting for anything, no longer hankering for anything. Very wonderful situation. This is what the benefit of hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam is. And In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna's opulences are described. In the first 9 cantos, the various incarnations are described. Why? Because one should develop a deep to the intimate. Krishna has unique relationships with all the devotees in the 5 principal mellows. So Krishna is addressed as Sarva Shaktiman. He is the source of all power. Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Chinta Shakti, Hladini Shakti. All these Shaktis, these various potencies, Krishna is the Shaktiman. He is the source of all strength. Even the strength which we possess in this body, that is coming from Krishna. Everyone will have that experience. Everyone will get old. And we all realize, oh, I'm not as strong as I was before. Where did the strength go? The body is still there. The muscles are there. The blood is there. The nerves are there. But I'm not so strong. I cannot even do some basic functions sometimes. So that strength is being withdrawn. Because that strength comes from Krishna. Shabda ke paurusham nrishu. Krishna says, I am the ability in man. So Krishna is the source of all strength. He is the source of all pleasure. But the significant definition of Krishna is that he is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Rasa means mellow, the various kinds of relations. So all relations, Akhila Rasa Amrita, the nectar of all rasas, Krishna is the personification. He enjoys pastimes constantly with his devotees. He is spending, play time with the cowherd boys. He is having loving exchanges with the cowherd girls. He is having exchanges with Mother Yashoda and the other elderly gopis. In this way, even with the creepers, the plants, the cows, even the trees, the stones, everything in the spiritual world, they have a unique relationship with the Supreme Lord. And Krishna is enjoying with everyone. You can see in some narrations, Krishna is just sitting with a cow. It's not that Krishna is saying, I am too busy. I don't have time for these cows. No, he spends time with the cows. He's just simply enjoying, and the cows are enjoying in Krishna's company. So, Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He is the source of all these mellows. So, this word rasa, mellow, is very important. There are different kinds of rasa. First kind is called Parthiva rasa. Parthiva rasa means that which is obtained by sense gratification. Like, for example, eating gulab jamuns is the rasa for the tongue. Seeing some beautiful forms is the rasa for the eyes. Hearing some beautiful music for the ears. So all of this is dependent on these temporary senses we have been given, which are limited. So it is called Parthiva rasa. And Parthiva rasa, it has a beginning and an end. Right? And even the senses abilities goes away. Like as we get old, our eyes don't see well, we need glasses. Our ears are limited. So we are limited. Like if you like gulab jamuns and you like to taste them, how many gulab jamuns can you eat? After eating 5, 10 gulab jamuns, you will become full. And the very same gulab jamun which you were craving for, you will become like, no, I cannot take anymore. You will become repulsed by it. Right? So there is a limit to how much enjoyment we can get through our senses. The next is called Swargiya rasa. Swargiya rasa means that rasa which is obtained through emotional support, like the love of parents, like the care support, emotional support that one receives from other living entities. That is higher. That makes us feel valued. That makes us feel cared for. We also care for others. This is called Swargiya Rasa. And above that is called Vaikuntha Rasa. Vaikuntha Rasa means that rasa, mellow, that is found in the spiritual world. The relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. So the Supreme Lord is our real friend. He accompanies us birth after birth. So that rasa we have with the Supreme Lord. And in many religions of the world, God is portrayed as a person who sits behind some clouds and who is striking down upon anyone who commits sin. So there is a concept of eternal sin. There is nothing, eternal sin. God is loving. God is not a person who is sitting behind clouds and always striking with thunderbolts. No. If we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, we read about the Vaikuntha Rasa, the unique relationship of the Supreme Lord with the devotees. How he loves and cares for everyone. We are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So, there was a great, there was a philosopher named Nietzsche. Many people may have heard of him. He said, God is dead. So many people thought Nietzsche is an atheistic person. But what Nietzsche said after that is that my God is a loving God. He is a dancing and playing God, playful God. So, unfortunately, Nietzsche never met any Hare Krishna devotees. If he did, he would have taken up the Japamala and chanting Hare Krishna. Because that is the description of God we find in the Srimad Bhagavatam, a loving and playful God. Krishna is always playing pranks with the devotees. And Srila Prabhupada writes, love is the final word in transcendence. So, love is the final word. So, Supreme Lord does not force anyone to love him. He gives everyone the free will that you can do what you want. But you will find happiness in this relationship, the pure happiness. So, why we are talking about all this before the topic of demons in Vrindavan Leela? These demons. So, some people, they do not like to hear about these demons. Be turned on. So, they like those narrations which talks about Krishna's sweet interactions with the gopis. But they do not want to hear about Krishna killing demons. And Srila Prabhupada explained that, I'm sorry. So they like to hear only about those sweet pastimes, but not about the killing of the demons. Can you see this in the back? Or should I? Yeah? Is that big enough? Some more? Okay. So, when people have demoniac tendencies in the heart, they think, oh, I do not like this killing of demons. I like these pastimes, because some people may be thinking that I am like Krishna and all these young girls are like gopis and I want to be the one enjoying these girls. No. So, this is from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writing, his book titled Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita. Here it says, not everyone is qualified to read the daily pastimes of Radha and Krishna. It is esoteric knowledge of great wonder which must be kept secret. The devotee should not let those who are not qualified hear these topics. As long as the soul has not attained greed for the spiritual world on the path of raga, the descriptions of these pastimes must be kept hidden from him. As long as the person has no realization of the pure spiritual nature of the transcendent name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna, he has no qualification for hearing these pastimes. So, one of the pastimes of Krishna that many unscrupulous person get into prematurely is the Ras Leela pastimes. Krishna's dance with the gopis, or Krishna's stealing the clothes of the young cowherd girls. So, what is this pastime? So, when Krishna was playing the role of a small child, when he was 6 years old, he went to the banks of the Yamuna, and the gopis were taking the young girls, they were taking bath there. So Krishna, what he did, they had hung up all the clothes on the branches. So what Krishna did, small child Krishna, he collected all these garments and he climbed up the tree and he said, "Hey gopis, look, all your clothes are tied up here. Now all of you come out and collect these clothes from me. You pay obeisances and you collect the clothes." And the gopis looked at these young girls. They looked at Krishna and they started laughing. And they said that, "Krishna, it is you who have stolen our clothes. Till now you are known as Makhanchor, means you steal butter. Now you have started stealing clothes also. So why don't you throw them all on the ground and we will pick it up ourselves. You go away from here." So Krishna said, "If I throw these clothes on the ground, then some other gopis may steal these clothes. So you come to me." And they said, "The only thief that is here is you. No one else will steal our clothes." And they said, "Look, Krishna, you are sitting on this tree and all the cows and calves which you are supposed to be taking care of, they are wandering. They may go into the forest and you may lose them. So why don't you go after those cows?" And Krishna said, No, that's okay. You girls are standing in this water, in the cold water. You will become sick. You have to go back to your homes. Your parents will be becoming worried. So you get out of the water quickly. And they said, No. For 1 month we are staying on this river bank only. We are performing Kartiyayini Vrata. Why did they perform Kartiyayini Vrata? To get Krishna as their husband. So these young girls are performing this observance to get Krishna, but they are outwardly showing this anger at Krishna. So Krishna said, "Okay, if you are not going to come out, I will just, hang a hammock in this tree branch and I will go to sleep. For past 5 days I have not slept. I'll get a nice sleep. You guys can stay there." So the gopis were discussing with each other and they were saying, you go first. And Krishna said, whether you come out one by one or all together, it doesn't matter, you have to get the clothes from me only. So in this way, at 6 years old, these pastimes are being performed. At 5.5 years old, Krishna performed the dance on the Kaliya serpent. 6.5, this Chirharan Leela happened. At the age of 8, the Ras Leela dance happened. And at the age of 11, Krishna left Vrindavan to go to Mathura. Age of 13, Krishna leaves Mathura to go to Dwarka, and he becomes known as Dwarakadish. So these childhood pastimes, how unscrupulous people present is like, whether through descriptions or through paintings, etc., they show Krishna as a 25 to 30-year-old man. And these gopis also as 20 to 25-year-old girls with developed bodies and everything. So they present a very erotic way for their own sense enjoyment. So this is why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying not everyone is qualified. One should have developed greed for the spiritual world on the path of raga. Attachment to Krishna, one should have greed for the spiritual world. Then, so here he goes on to say, hearing these pastimes, the unqualified person will simply meditate on material relationships of male and female under the influence of Maya, and by this he will become degraded. The reader with great care should attain initiation into the Shringar Rasa like Narada, and then he can enter into the pastimes. So, why these pastimes of killing of the demons are important, because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, I'll stop displaying. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes that Krishna's leelas are of two kinds, Nitya Leela and Naimittika Leela. Nitya Leela means those eightfold pastimes which happen on a daily basis. And Naimittika Leela is those pastimes which Krishna performs when he comes on Bhauma Vrindavan, the Vrindavan that is present on the planet Earth. 5,000 years ago, when Krishna appeared on this planet, he performed this Nitya Leela as well as Naimittika Leela. So the killing of the demons is these Naimittika Leelas. And each of these demons, they represent a certain anartha in the heart of the practicing devotees. So, in the narration of the Srimad Bhagavatam done by Shukadeva Goswami, he mentions 21 demons who were killed by Krishna and Balram. There were not just 21 demons. Actually, there were many demons, but since Parikshit Maharaj only had 7 days to live, Shukadeva Goswami narrates these 21 demons. And for people who want to jump into the sweet pastimes of Krishna, they should get this adhikar. So the serious devotee who is careful about approaching Krishna in a mood of awe and reverence, he should learn systematically the first 9 cantos of the Srimad Bhagavatam under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. One should learn algebra before one goes to learn calculus. If a 5-year-old boy says, I don't want to go to first grade, second grade, 10th grade, then go to engineering college, but no, I want to go to engineering college right away. Is that possible? No, he will not understand anything and he will make a mockery of the whole thing. So, spiritual knowledge is, if that is the case with material knowledge, then spiritual knowledge is so much higher that one has to gradually follow under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. So the 21 demons, one more, I'll share once again. So the 21 demons represent various anarthas, and as we are going through the series and presenting those dramas, we will cover what each of those demons represent. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Chaitanya Shikshamrita, he talks about them, each of these demons. So here, hope you can see this. So Putana represents the fake guru who teaches bhukti and mukti, material enjoyment and liberation. Devotees attached to bhukti and mukti are like Putana. Being merciful to the pure devotees, Krishna as a baby killed Putana to protect the devotees' newly appearing affection for him. Puta means pure and na means not. So Putana means not pure. Vita raga bayakrota manmaya mam upashitaha bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavam agataha. Krishna says 4th chapter, verse number 10. That puta madbhavam, one who is pure in heart, he comes to this platform. Parikshit Maharaj also in the 10th canto, he says that the narration of Lord Krishna, especially these pastimes with the gopis, right? These are completely pure. Especially a person like Shukadeva Goswami, he is a brahmachari. A brahmachari doesn't talk about male and female relationships. So these are completely pure relationships, since a person like Shukadeva Goswami is narrating to them. And Shukadeva Goswami says, yes, the brahmacharis and sannyasis who carry Krishna in the heart, they are purified. The aspiring devotees are purified by the presence of Krishna. So if that personality, by his presence, he is purifying everything, how can he be impure? Actually, these gopis are not ordinary living entities. They were great sages in their previous lives. There were Munichari gopis, Rishichari gopis, Devakanya gopis. Even the Vedas, personified Vedas also became gopis. When Krishna performed the Ras Leela dance, even Lord Shiva wanted to become a gopi. Lakshmi wanted to become a gopi. Narada became a gopi called Naradi Gopi. So this is the pure exchange of love between the soul and the Supreme Lord. So one should have the proper understanding. Shakatasura represents that is old and recently acquired bad habits by laxity and by pride. The mood created by thinking of baby Krishna breaks the cart or removes the seed. The whirlwind demon, that is Trinavrata, represents pride in being learned and the consequent use of faulty arguments and dry logic, the quest for liberation and association with such people. This includes all types of atheists believing in material causality. Some people say that, it was all a giant primordial soup and then life manifested. Material causality. No, Krishna is the Sarvakarana Karanam. So, in this way, there are various demons who are being described, and we will narrate about them in this series. What does each demon represent? How did that person become a demon? What are the lessons for us? This is the intent of this series of presentations that we will start. So, the first presentation will start on November 10th, and it will be on the killing of Putana. So, we are presenting a series of dramas on these various demons whom Krishna killed. So, we will begin with Putanavad, killing of Putana on November 10th. So, we seek your blessings in this endeavor and your support, your participation, and we thank you for the opportunity. So I will stop my class here. Are there any questions or comments that we can answer? Thank you, Mataji. Yes. So yes, the idea is to engage all our senses. So people like to see dramas, people like to see television shows. So this is a way we can engage all our senses. For those who perform, it is an intense meditation, medication also, because it clears all the unwanted things. But we can meditate on the pastimes of the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada appreciated drama very much. He said drama is a very, very powerful way to convey the message. So there is a famous photograph of Srila Prabhupada intently looking, and that was taken in a drama that was presented on the life of Mrigarari, the hunter. So Srila Prabhupada was watching the drama and there were tears in his eyes. And after that, he's made the statement that drama is a very, very effective preaching tool. So it captures our mind. Yes, Mataji. Yes. So I'm wondering, as we hear the histories of the different demons in Vrindavan, are they all devotees that he put in a position to take this role or not? Yes, short answer is yes. Every single name that is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam is a pure devotee. That's how one Maharaj explained it to me, that it is not possible for ordinary people to play that role. One doesn't get to interact with Krishna like that, just like that. So Krishna puts some chosen people in that role. Srila Prabhupada gave this example. Like in a drama, on the stage, the hero and villain are fighting very hard, intense fight. But off the stage, they are best friends. But they put on a show for the rest of us. Because through these pastimes, Krishna attracts our heart. So in short, yes. And I asked him specifically, is Duryodhana also a devotee? And he said yes. Wow. Yes. We hear about Ashwathama. Ashwathama did some pretty serious activities. He killed the 5 sleeping children of Draupadi. Shri Shri Nitai Sachinandan Dev Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Dev Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we hear about Ashwathama who tried to kill the unborn child in Uttara's womb. He used nothing else but a Brahmastra for that purpose. But this very same Ashwathama obtains the position of Vyasdev in the next millennium. Vyasa means editor, the editor of the Vedic literatures. So the present Vyas is called Krishna Dvaipayana. Vyas. Vyas is a title. So Ashwathama gets that. But he doesn't get it like overnight. He is going through that process of purification. Okay. Hope that helps. So there is the saying, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. So Krishna doesn't reject anyone. So it is very hopeful for people like me. Okay, it's time for Aarti. So we will take part in that. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo.
I was expecting a drama today. Also, His Holiness Padinayan Swami will be here. If devotees can kindly move forward and have darshan. आप कहना चाहते हैं?
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschatya Desatarine